So futures are similar to forwards. Instead of transaction happen between two parties, in futures the transaction happen between a party and exchange, a regulatory exchange. So if we go about the definition, a future contract is similar to forward except that the deal is made through an organized and regulated rather than being negotiated directly between the two parties. So futures are just exchange traded forward contract. Next is option. An option is a contract that gives right but not an obligation to buy or sell the underlying on or before their expiry date at a stated price. So in this process, in the options, buyer pays some premium to the sellers and the seller of option receives the premium with the obligation to buy or sell the underlying asset if the buyer exercises his right. So that means when buyer pay premium to seller, buyer has the right but he is not obliged. But when seller receives the premium, seller is obliged to execute that contract if buyer wants at the expiry date. What does this mean? So let's take a simple example as a futures and as a forward, which we say that a businessman A wants to buy 1000 kg of apple at price of 80 rupees after 3 months. Now suppose for this premium, for this contract, A is paying him a price of suppose 5 rupees per kg extra, right? So what is the contract? Contract is that buyer A will buy 1000 kgs of apple at a price of 80 after 3 months from a farmer which is B. Now there are two situations which may occur. After 3 months, there may be situation where we have enough of apples that the farmers decide to sell the apple at a price of 70 per kg. That means we have enough supply of apple. So after 3 months, when A sees that in the market he will get apple at a price of 70, then why he will execute this option? So he is not going to buy this farmer at a price of 80 as per the contract. So what he will do, he will go to the market and buy at a price of 70. Whatever this amount he has paid to the farmer go worthless. Now suppose price goes to, after 3 months, this price is 80. Then he may or may not buy this from the farmer because anyways apples are available at a price of 80. So he may buy from this person or may not buy from this person. But if apples are available at a price of 85 or something which is greater than 80, that means either if the price is 81 or 82, the businessman A will prefer to buy the apples from the farmer at a price of 80 because the market price is more than that. So in this condition, he will exercise his contract and the farmer is going to sell all those apples to this guy because as per the contract, he can't sell his apple outside because he has already made a contract. So in this option, when buyer pays a premium, buyer has the right but he is not obliged. So in this scenario, the contract will go worthless. In this scenario, he may or may not go for it because anyway this is not going to make any difference. But in this scenario, when the apple price is more than 80, he is going to exercise that from the buyer. So this is what options are. Options are available at very low price because as you can see, the commodity which is available at price 80, you can pay a premium of 5. This is just an example. You can pay a premium of 5 to block that, to make sure that you will get that commodity at this particular price. So this is just a premium which is not going to be adjusted. So we can say that the cost price for the farmer, if he buy anything at any price, will be whatever that price he buy plus the premium he pays. So if the farmer buy apple at 70, his cost price would be 70 plus 5, that is 75. and if he buys at 80, his cost price would be 80 plus 85. 80 plus 5 would be 85, and if he buy at a, if say suppose market price is 85 and he gets this for 80, then his cost price would be again 85. Here the seller will get 5 rupees extra. If he sells at 80, he will get 5 rupees extra, the premium. But if the market price is 85 and he is selling for 80, so he will has no profit, no loss, because the premium he receives will be adjusted against its increased price. So this A will have benefit when the market price will be available at less than 75 rupees, because anyways he pays the premium. Or we can say that benefit of seller would be when the price of apple remains less than 80 or 85. We can say 85 because at till 85 the cost price would be covered. When we talk about options, we have two type of options. First one is call options and the second one is put option. Now what do you mean by options, and what do we mean by call option and put option? In the earlier example, we have seen that a person wants to buy some apple at a future price, right? So if today's price is 50, I can see my future price could be 80. This is my prediction. As a user, this is my prediction that in future price might rise to some extent, and I see that the price is 80 rupees. So that means in this scenario, when we say that the future price might go up, as compared to the current price, I buy a future. I buy a call contract, which is bullish. Let's see again. What do you mean by call? So when I expect something to rise in future, I will go for buying a call option. In the same scenario, if I see something to go down from 50 to say 20, so when my prediction is that something is going to fall, I am not going to buy call, I am going to buy put option. Let's see, today's price is 50 and after 3 months, so this is my current level, and after 3 months if I expect some price hike, if I expect any commodity to rise in price, I will buy a call option. I will buy a call option because I am bullish. What do we mean by bullish and bearish? Bullish simply means when something is expected to rise. When something is expected to rise, we call it as a bullish. We are bullish because this price is expected to rise. But when we say something is going down, we are bearish. If we expect any stock price to go down, what we call that situation? We simply say we are bearish on that stock. That means this stock may go down due to n number of reasons. Maybe some scam has happened, or the stock prices, the result, the company has not given a good result. There are a lot of factors. When we know that some prices are going to fall down, we say that we are bearish on that particular stock. And vice versa, if we say some stocks are going up due to their good results and good performance or whatever, any factor, we say we are bullish on that particular stock. So what happens when we are bullish on something? We buy call. Why? Call simply means it's a scenario where you expect something to rise, and after 1 month, 2 months, depending upon the contract, you may see that the prices are going up. On the same way, when you see that something is going down, maybe because a number of factors, or if we talk about commodity, there might be enough supply but not demand. So we can say that the prices are going to fall because the supply is going to be like enough, but demand is not going to be there, so prices may fall. So in that scenario, we say that prices are going to fall, so we are going to buy a put option. So this is the thing. Call is something when we expect things to go up. Then we buy call option. Put, when we buy put when we expect something to go down. So I'm writing again, buy call on bullish, buy put. So when we are bullish, we buy call. When we are bearish, we buy sell. We buy put. Let's see the another scenario. In options, when we buy something, there is always other side of party who will sell me. So in this process, there are two people associated, A and B. A is bullish. That means, as per his knowledge, he is expecting something to rise. But at the same time, when he buy a contract, from whom he will buy from some another trader, B. When we say one person is bullish, when he buys something, he buy a call option, he is bullish, but at the same time what B is going to do is, B is going to sell call option. He is a seller. In the previous example, we have seen that buyer pays premium and has right, but he is not obliged to exercise his option. But seller is obliged to exercise the option if buyer wants to. What does it mean? A buyer buys call option from a seller B. Seller B sells call option. So in other terms, we can simply say that if A is bullish, B is bearish. If A is bullish, B is bearish. Because this is always work in this term. If one person buys, another person sell. If a person is bullish, the other person is bearish. This transaction happen over the exchange. Exchange is just a mediator who make sure that whatever transaction happen, everyone obliged to their rules and terms and conditions. When we buy something, when we buy a call, it is going to be bullish. But if B sells a call, it is going to be bearish. Why? Let's take an example. The current price of some commodity X is 50 rupees. We make a contract for, suppose, 5 rupees contract for 3 months. After 3 month expiry. And after 3 months, price may vary from 40 to 60 and so on. When a buyer buys contract from seller, let's see how much profit and loss he will bear, or the profit and loss might happen to seller B. Let's create a table where we have A, where we have B. He is buyer and he is seller. So we are going to create a table and see how much profit and loss both parties are going to make. Here I am going to write prices. Here, what is the profit and loss will be borne by A, and the profit and loss by B. Suppose my market price after 3 months is 40 rupees. A buys a contract for rupees 5 at a price of 50. That means A, which he has made a contract of 50 rupees, is not going to buy from seller. Why? Because the same thing is available in the market at a price of 40. So obviously he will not be interested in exercising an option, and he will go to the market and buy that price at a price of 40 rupees. So here what will happen to the seller? Seller has received 5 rupees as a premium, which is going to be his core profit, because that option will expire worthless. Contract expire as worthless. And the cost price would be, so A will have a loss of 5 rupees, which is the total contract, or which is the total premium price. Let's suppose the future price is 45. In that scenario also, he is not going to buy from this seller because the price is 50, and he can easily buy the same commodity at a price of 45. So his net loss would be 5 rupees and his net gain would be 5 rupees. Again, the option will expire worthless. Now, after 3 months, let's say the price is at 50. which means A has right. He may or may not want to exercise the option because the current price and the price of contract is same. So he can either buy from this person or he can go to the market and buy from that person. So in that case again his total loss would be 5 rupees because he has lost all the 5 rupees and the same commodity is available at the same price. And again this seller will make 5 rupees and the option will expire worthless because we say that he buy from the market. Even if he buy from this person, he will buy from the market and give it to him. Suppose after 3 months the price is 52. Now what will happen? Now we can see there is a difference between the spot price, the agreement price and the market price. Now when we say the market price is 52 and the contract is of 50 rupees, so what is going to happen is this option will not expire worthless and the buyer will exercise the option. So he is going to buy from that particular person. In that case what will happen is he will get the quantity at a 52 rupees, but his total cost would be, so he will get the quantity as 50 rupees, but his total cost would be 50 plus 5 rupees, that means 55. Here what will happen? The seller has already received a premium of 5 rupees. Now the market price is 50 and he has to pay extra 2 rupees. That means his profit will go down from 5 to 3 because we are exercising the price at a 52 rupees. So his net profit would be 3 rupees. Suppose the price reaches to 55. In that scenario, what will happen? The buyer will exercise the option and he will buy at 50 plus 5, which is the premium, and 50 is the price of the contract. So he will buy at the 55 rupees and seller will have no profit because he is taking a loss of 5 rupees on the market price. So his net profit would go to 0 and we are going to exercise this option. Let's suppose the market price is 60. So what will happen? He will buy the contract at 50 rupees, market price is 60, he has already paid 50. So here 50 plus 5 and minus 60 minus 50 plus 5, which is going to be 5. The net profit here made by the buyer is 5 rupees and the seller will make actually the loss of 5 rupees because the difference between the current price and the agreement price is 10 rupees and he has received a premium of 5. So his net loss would be minus 5 and the option will be expired. So this is how call works. If we say that the spot is 50 and is of 5 rupees, so if the price goes above 55, the buyer will have the benefit. From 50 to 55, buyer will lose some amount. So from below 50, seller will get complete 5 rupees. From 50 to 55, so seller will receive a profit of contract price minus spot price plus premium, which is 50 minus 52 plus 5 equal to 3 rupees. So if we say that if the price expire at 52, seller will have a benefit of 3 rupees. If the price is 55, so if the price is at 55, seller will have no benefit. Buyer will almost get at the market price. If the price goes to 60 and so, seller will have loss of minus 5 rupees and buyer will get a profit of 5 rupees. So here we can see that the future price should always be spot price plus premium. For the buyer, the future price should be spot price plus premium, and seller will make profit buyer will make profit only when the future price would go beyond spot price plus premium. Seller will make profit only when the price will remain spot price plus premium. The price remain less than this thing. So this is how call option work. Let's talk about put option. As we have seen, that put is for bearish. What does it mean? Suppose the price of a particular commodity is 50 rupees and in future I see a decrease in demand and increase in supply. So I may say that after 3 months the price may go down to some 40, or say suppose in future price may go down to 30 rupees. This is totally based on my own analysis. So I can say today the price is 50 and in future price may go down to 30. So what I can do is I can buy a put contract to sell a commodity at 30 rupees. So if today, as per my analysis, I see that today's price is 50, but in future price may go down to 30. What I can do is I can buy a put contract at some premium to sell my commodity at 30 rupees. So let's see the scenario when he will make money or when he will buy. This put is quite confusing because you are buying a right to sell. You are not selling the contract. You are buying a right to sell the commodity. You are buying a right to sell the commodity at a lower price. Price may go up, may go down. We will see that. But the term over here is that you are going to buy a contract to sell your commodity. In call option, we buy a contract to buy a commodity. In put option, we buy a contract to sell a commodity because we are bearish. So let's see by example. When A buys put contract from B, B actually sell a put contract. Does it mean? As per my analysis, if I say if I am seeing something fall in a commodity at certain level, I buy a contract for that strike price. So when A is bearish and when I buy a contract from someone who is a seller, B is a seller. So when I am going to buy a contract, B, who is a seller, is going to be bullish. B is going to be bullish. What A thought that in future price may decrease to 30 rupees or maybe below than that. What he will do? He will buy a contract. He will buy a contract premium. Here be seller. Seller will receive the premium. And he will be obliged. Suppose after 3 months, price of commodity falls to say 25 rupees, right? So what will happen in that scenario? A has made a contract to sell his commodity at a price of 30 when the market price is 25. So he will be benefited out of it because the market price is 25 and he has already made a contract. So he might make profit, but he will lose. But if the price after 3 months suppose is 35, more than the price of the contract, then A is not going to sell it to B at a price of 30. He is going to sell it to 35 to the market, not to this because of the contract. So when we select a strike, that is for the price at which we buy the price of the contract, not the premium, the price at which contract will execute, that we call a strike price. And the current price which we have is called the spot price. So let's assume that after 3 months my price goes to 20 rupees and buyer A has made a contract with the seller to sell the commodity at a price of 30. So in this scenario, the market price which is 20 and the contract price which is 30, A wants to exercise that particular option and he will sell his commodity to B, not to the market. So how much he will get extra is plus 10, because 10 rupees is extra he is getting out of the market. And suppose premium he pays is 5 rupees. So he has already paid a premium of 5. So he is making a profit of 5 rupees. At the time of seller, what will happen to the seller? Seller has made a contract of 30 rupees. Now the current market price is 20 rupees. So he has made a contract of 30 rupees and current market price of 20 rupees. So he will make, so we can say market price minus the contract price. So he will make loss of 10 rupees. He has already received a premium of 5. So his net loss would be 5. In this case, the option will be exercised. Suppose price goes to 25. Again the same scenario. A would want to exercise the option because the current price, which is 25, is less than that of his price, which is 30. So what he will do? He will make a profit of 5 rupees, plus he has already given 5 rupees to seller, so he will make no profit, no loss. For seller, 25 is the current price and 30 is the contract price. So he will lose 5 rupees, plus he has already received a premium of 5. So he will be at a no profit, no loss. And we may say that when our scenario, so in this he will definitely go for exercising his option. So when the price is 28 and our strike price is 30, that means at market he can sell it for 28, but he has already made a contract for 30 rupees. So he is not going to sell to the market, but he is going to sell to that seller. So we can say he will make a profit of 2 rupees out of selling at 2 rupees higher. Plus he has already given 5 rupees, so buyer will have a loss of 3 rupees in that case. Now seller, since seller has sold it for 28 rupees, but he has contract of 30 rupees, so he will lose 2 rupees, and he has already received 5, so he will be in a benefit of 3 rupees. If my price goes to 30, he will have a loss of 5 rupees, and here seller will make no money. Seller will make full money, which is the premium receipt. So his total profit would be 5 rupees. And suppose the market price goes to 31, more than that. So in this case we can say he will not exercise this option because he will go and sell to the market. Now when the price goes beyond the strike price, suppose 31, then obviously A don't want to exercise this option, but he want the maximum benefit out of his contract. So his contract will go expire, he will go to the market. He has made a contract of 30 rupees, market price is 31. So he will go to the market and sell his commodity. So here he will have a loss of 5 rupees, which is the premium amount, and the seller will have a profit of 5 rupees, which is the premium amount, and the buyer would not like to exercise his option. And in the same way, if the price is 40, he will have, so again he will have a loss of 5 rupees only, and the seller would have a prices of 5 rupees only, and he will not exercise the option. So this is the put option. In the put option, let me rewind. A is a buyer of the contract. That means he owns some commodity which he want to sell in a future, and he sees some downfall. So he make a contract at a particular price for which he pays a premium to the seller. And if A is bullish, A is bearish, B is bullish. So if he make a contract for 30 rupees at the current market price, at the future price, and current market price is 50. So if after 3 months if the price goes less than 30, the buyer might make money. The buyer will make money. If the price goes beyond, seller will make money. If the price remains spot strike price, minus premium. So if the strike price is 30 or premium is 5, so until 25 seller will have no loss. Until 25 seller will have no loss. Beyond 25, if the price falls less than 25, seller will lose. The price remains more than 25, seller will profit. Seller I mean put seller. Here when we say seller is the put seller. Put seller will be profit.